Hello, jeweler, and welcome to this module on idea extraction. Idea extraction is going to be great for getting your creative juices flowing so you understand what your perfect offer is supposed to be, as well as how to market it to them, and everything is going to be really solidified here in this exercise. Now, this is not the kind of exercise that you can skip. There is so much value to be had by doing idea extraction that you cannot get any other way. And it might be a little bit uncomfortable, but we're going to get into that. So first of all, what is idea extraction and why is it absolutely necessary? Number two, we're going to get into extracting ideas. So what is idea extraction and why is it absolutely necessary? I want you to remember back to the story about the doctor. The doctor who tried to diagnose a patient, and he didn't ask the patient what was actually wrong with him. He just assumed that he knew, and then he offered that guy a needle. Now, that would make you feel really uncomfortable if someone just gave you a needle after not having any idea what's actually wrong with you. That would make you a bad doctor. Don't be a bad doctor. The more people we interact with in our target niche market, the better we will understand their situations and be able to accurately diagnose the problem. We want to accurately diagnose their problem. Now, if we fail to have real-life conversations and feedback, how can we know that they will buy what we offer? Now, I hope this sounds a little bit familiar because this same vocabulary is what we talk about when we talk about the sell before build model. Remember, we have where your prospect is right now, we have where your prospect wants to be, their desired situation, and then we have the gap. And this gap is what you need to fill with your perfect offer. But if we fail to have real-life conversations and feedback about their current situations, about where they want to be, then how are we supposed to know that they're actually going to want to buy what we have to offer? We can't. Short answer is it's impossible. You need to have real conversations with real people. In fact, I have a friend who does nothing but run sprints for very large companies. They're based out of Berlin, and he is the lead sprint runner, and they're called design sprints. They run nothing but design sprints for exceptionally large companies. These are companies who want to do nothing but understand that what they have to offer is either going to work or it's not going to work. By being able to have conversations with potential clients, they can ensure that one of their companies that they're working with will either have an idea that works or doesn't work. And they charge $60,000 for 2 weeks of consulting work to do this. $60,000 to do nothing but implement the sell before build model. So, trust me, idea extraction is very important. You want to make sure that you have sell before build in the bag before you start working on trying to sell a product that nobody wants. So, we need to identify that gap. And we're going to do that by extracting ideas. And we go to the idea extracting worksheet to do that. So what is idea extraction? With idea extraction, we stop guessing what the people in our niche market want and get real-world feedback from our prospects. Your goal is to have 10 conversations with real prospects to understand their pains, problems, frustrations, and desires. So here are the instructions. Call and ask 10 people in your niche market idea extraction questions, which are below. And number 2, update all of your niche market extensive research with what you learn. Now, like I said, this could be uncomfortable, but it's much less uncomfortable than having a failing product, a failing offer, spending thousands and thousands of dollars and years of your life trying to offer something that nobody truly wants. Just get through these conversations and you'll be incredibly happy with what you learn. Trust me, I've never had a client come back from this and say, I am so sure that they want to buy what I have to offer now, or I'm so glad I did that because I was going to offer them something really bad. So, what are the questions? Step 1, call and ask 10 people in your niche market the idea extraction questions. So first, I just want to go a little bit into the mindset and positioning of who you are. This is not a sales meeting in disguise at all. You're not trying to sell them anything. You are asking for help. This is a legitimate niche market research. You want people in your niche market to help you by sharing their pains, problems, frustrations, and desires so that you can build a business that helps them solve those problems. Try to find out what the current situation this person is in, then define what their desired situation is and how they envision being able to get there by having your jewelry offering. Now, this would be a good time to talk about the book Spin Selling. If you have never read the book Spin Selling, it is a fantastic book, and I would highly recommend reading that. What that's going to do is allow you to understand the different parts of why a person buys something. Spin Selling talks about situations, so someone's current situation, problems, the problems that they're currently having because of the current situation, implications, so what it is that that problem is causing or could cause down the road, and need payoff. These are all questions that you can ask to get at what is actually hurting someone and what is it that they believe will happen if this pain is alleviated. So, here's a little script for you. Hi, name. I'm just going to use the name John. Hi, John. I'm hoping that you can help me. My name is Robbie, and I'm a jeweler that wants to create jewelry for people who have built businesses and are really successful and have worked very, very hard. And I want to create jewelry that truly matches what they desire. Do you have 10 minutes that you could spare me to share what you personally think looks great and what you found the most frustrating about most jewelers or getting jewelry like that? And if the prospect says, not right now, then you say, okay, is there a better time where I could call you back? Or if the prospect says yes, then you say thank you so much, and then you begin asking questions. Now, here are just some questions that you can ask, and these are just ideas, but what I want you to do is brainstorm questions that you can ask as it pertains to their current situation, problems that they have, implications of those problems, and then what they believe will happen if the problem is alleviated. So, here are some questions we could use. What jewelry do you typically wear on a daily basis? Do you have anything that you only wear occasionally? Is there anything you wish you had that you don't currently have? Whose fashion do you follow? What has been the most confusing part about the buying process of jewelry? What things are you normally looking for when you're choosing a jeweler? Are there any Pinterest boards that you have that you could share with me? If I were to start a line of jewelry for people like you, what would be something that would catch your attention? Which jeweler trends do you respect and align with? What's the best experience that you've had from a jeweler? What's stopping you from pulling the trigger and buying something right now? What would it be like to have what you're looking for? How would your life be different? What is it that you're looking for? And you could have all kinds of questions in here. It could be, who do you typically buy jewelry for? How much do you typically spend? What is it that you most value about jewelry? Do you see jewelry more as a commodity and as an investment, or do you see it simply as a luxury and something that you indulge in? There are a lot of questions that you could ask here. What scares you about the buying process? What is it that makes you nervous? What is it that you find distrustful about other jewelers? When you get through these questions and you start to just have ideas about what it is that your actual clients are feeling about the process of being sold your perfect offer, you are going to have so much more clarity on where you're supposed to go, how you should do your messaging, and everything. Everything will be much, much, much easier after having these conversations. And this is a non-negotiable. You have to have these conversations. If you do not have these conversations, then you are losing out on the ability to do sell before build. You will not be able to know that anyone is going to want to buy or that they won't buy what you're about to spend a lot of money on. So make sure that you have these conversations and you're not going to be losing tons of money and tons of time, wasting a lot of effort trying to promote something that nobody wants. Step 2, update all of your niche market extensive research with what you learn. So simply go back through the other worksheets, make sure that the Start With Whom worksheet about your perfect audience and your ideal audience, that is updated so that you know everything so that you take everything that you now know and it goes into that so that you have a good idea of who your ideal audience is, what their current situation is, and what their desired situation is, as well as the problems that are keeping them from getting there. And that was the idea extraction worksheet and the idea extraction module. Now again, don't be a bad doctor. Don't try and sell someone something that they do not want, that they're not interested in. Don't try and diagnose and say, I think I know my audience, without having had a real conversation with them. If we fail to have real life conversations and feedback, how can we know that they will buy what we offer? We need to be able to identify the gap between where our prospect is and where they want to be so that we can perfectly fill it with our offer. That was the idea extraction sheet. Hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to reach back out, and I'll see you in the next video.